Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot professor, and has the GOP donor establishment gotten desperate? Not only did they abandon Ron DeSantis in their attempt to defeat Trump for the nomination, but now they're backing what Vivek called Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels in an attempt to resurrect an old political alignment that no longer exists. I'm going to show you exactly what's going on. But before we get into it, make sure to stick it to this corrupt GOP establishment by clicking on the link below and getting yourself and the Patriots in your life this incredible Trump $50 coin. Gang, they're beautiful. For a limited time, you can get these incredible collectible $50 for just a quarter of their original price. Each coin is 100% genuine JFK $50 and comes with a certificate of authenticity letting you know it's one of a limited set. They're all made right here in the USA and make a perfect gift for the MAGA Patriots in your life. You can feel the energy rising for 2024, so show your support for the greatest political comeback in history today by clicking on that link in the description below. Get your own Trump $50 today. Nikki Haley, who wants to police your speech on social media and send billions of your tax dollars to Ukraine for the foreseeable future, has been officially endorsed by the king of the Republican donor class, the Charles Koch network. Koch is promising to pump tens of millions of dollars into Nikki Haley's fledgling campaign for the Republican presidential nomination, even though she remains in most polls in the single digits. This despite Rupert Murdoch's attempts at giving her glowing daily coverage on Fox News. This is the first time that the Koch network has actually backed a candidate during the Republican primaries. The Kochs have been viscerally anti-Trump ever since 2016. Obviously, 2024 is no different. Now, the irony to all this is that even the ultra-woke lamestream media recognizes exactly what's going on here. The GOP establishment is freaking out because Trump is running away with this. You may have seen this from USA Today. Look at this headline. Earth to Democrats. Biden presidency is a dumpster fire. How many warning signs do you need? I mean, if that doesn't scream desperation, I don't know what does. Yo, Democrats, yo, hello, we're losing. Hello, every single poll out there shows the exact same thing. Biden is imploding. Hello, that's panic. And rightly so. What PR person in their right mind thought it was a good idea to have Biden pose with 80 burning candles on his birthday cake? I mean, talk about a dumpster fire. I mean, it's just nuts. They're walking disasters at this point. And on top of all that, you now have the Wall Street Journal poll that found that 73% of voters believe Biden is simply too old and senile to be president. All the polls show that this is one of the major reasons why the vast majority of voters are simply not going to be voting for him. Again, look at this. Check this out. Out of the last 12 national polls, Trump is beating Biden in 10 of them. Trump leads Biden by 2.2 points in the polling aggregate. Again, Trump never even came close to tying either Biden or Hillary in the polling aggregate. They had Biden plus 7 in 2020. Now he's beating Biden. I mean, there's no way around this. And so that's why, ironically, this is why the GOP establishment is getting so desperate. This is why the Koch family is panicking, because they see the Biden sinking Titanic entailing a virtually assured Trump victory, and we can't have that. This is the ultimate irony for these Republican donors. The Republican donor class, led by the Kochs and the Murdochs, are every bit as opposed to Trump as is Nancy Pelosi. When it comes to Trump, there's virtually no difference between these Republican donors and Chuck Schumer, or AOC for that matter. There's no difference between these Republican donors and Rachel Maddow. I mean, you got to let this hit you. This is who's backing Nikki Haley. In fact, again, when it comes to Trump, there's no difference between Nikki Haley and Joe Scarborough, or Whoopi Goldberg for that matter, Joy Behar. And this ridiculousness is bringing to the surface a massive divide between true Republicans, the rank and file, grassroots, populist Republicans, and these rhino fake Republicans in our donor class. Byron York of the Washington Examiner has a very good piece on this. entitled The GOP Race and the Donor Class. And it's actually very prescient. It was written several weeks back, well, actually back in May. But he retweeted this piece after the announcement today that the Kochs were going to be throwing big money Nikki Haley's way. And the way York puts it is so good. He summarized his article by tweeting out, GOP donor class and voters are not aligned, strikingly not aligned. The short version is this. The Republican donor class wants to get rid of former President Donald Trump, and the party's voters want to elect him. That's the bottom line. There is a massive rift between the GOP establishment that's bought and paid for by the donor class, made up of the likes of Koch and Murdoch. And I'm sure Mittens Romney will take his place among these ultra millionaires and billionaires when he finally retires. And of course, you got Paul Ryan sitting on the board of Fox News. You got this Republican donor establishment that loves open borders because it involves cheap labor and infuses an increased market of consumers. They love shipping manufacturing jobs overseas because that increases the margins for their investors. And they could care less about our culture, our customs, and our unique traditions, which so often get in the way of unfettered consumerism. Again, we need to underscore this very basic point, but expand it a bit. It's not just when it comes to Trump. It's when it comes to Trump and his voters. The rank and file Republican, the grassroots, when it comes to Trump and his voters, there is fundamentally no difference between these GOP donors and Nancy Pelosi. None. They both want the same thing. They want Trump gone, and they want his voters' wishes denied. Pure and simple. This is why Nikki Haley doesn't stand a chance. The Bush coalition is dead. Bush himself demonstrated that by winning by just a few hundred votes in Florida in 2000 and winning with just a single state in Ohio in 2004. Bush barely got 280 electoral votes. The Bush coalition is dead. How many more McCains and Romneys do you need to demonstrate that? Nikki Haley doesn't stand a chance. The only GOP candidate that can demonstrably crush Biden or Newsom or cackles Kamala or even Michelle Obama is the one who commands the support and loyalty of the working class voter. This election, as Rich Barris of the People's Pundit constantly reminds us, this election will not come down to California. It won't come down to New Jersey or Texas or Florida. Red states are going to vote red. Blue states are going to vote blue. This race comes down to battleground states like Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, states with an inordinately high working class population. The candidate who captures the majority of that working class captures those states. And right now, as we speak, all the battleground polls, all of them, show it's a Trump blowout. It's Trump crushing Biden in 5 of the 6 battleground states. We did a video yesterday. Biden's already conceded Georgia. They've got next to nothing in terms of a campaign apparatus in Georgia, the Biden campaign. The New York Times just reported on that. Biden's people have given up winning Georgia. So obviously the GOP donor class in backing Nikki Haley are just demonstrating their radical political ignorance. They may be rich, but they're politically poor. And their latest anti-Trump antics will only make Trump stronger. And the fledgling anti-Trump wing of the Republican Party, all the weaker. Hey, gang, I know what it's like to feel alone out there in these turbulent times, but I broke free. If you, too, have been looking for a community with like-minded patriots who are serious about resisting globalism, building a parallel economy, and having intelligent and deep fellowship on a regular basis, then you've come to the right place. In my Courageous Patriot Insiders community, we're building a close-knit movement of, by, and for patriots who are breaking free from the outrage and despair cycles of the mainstream media and taking on the fight against globalism. Every week, I deep dive into the content I can't share on big tech and give you the cliff notes on the truth of how patriots just like you are building up their communities, starting patriot businesses, and fighting the woke in both public and private. all with a few history and political lessons from yours truly, of course. If you want to stop feeling alone as a patriot and stand together with this fast-growing community, be sure to click on the link in the description below. Don't wait. Join me and my Patriot Coalition today, and let's get fighting.